Hello friends, welcome back. So today in this step we are going to discuss about the Eureka naming server, Spring Cloud Eureka naming server that is provided by the Netflix. So this is the one of the most important question and the concepts that are being asked in the interview room, and this is the one of the most important concepts that you should know while developing the microservices. Okay, so what is special with Eureka naming server that we will come to know. Okay, so as we had started, we first developed the exchange service application, which will give the exchange rate. So if the demand is what is the rate of from USD to INR, from currency is USD and to currency is INR. So what is the conversion rate? So we had developed this exchange rate which is running on the port 8000. Thereafter we developed the currency conversion service, which responsibility is to calculate the converted amount from currency to currency. But this currency conversion service is not having the exchange rate, right? So this will first have to get the exchange rate. So the currency conversion service is having only the from currency and the to currency and the quantity that he wants to convert into the any exchange currency, right? So suppose he is having the 20 USD and he wants to convert into the INR. So for converting he will have to first know the exchange rate, what is the current exchange rate. So but exchange rate is having with this microservice. So this currency conversion service microservice will have to communicate with this exchange service. So how it will communicate? So we have seen we use the FEN client. Okay, so FEN client is the mediator which is provides the intermediate bridge between the currency conversion service and the exchange service. So using the FEN client, the currency conversion service will interact with exchange service. So currency conversion service will call the API of exchange service via the FEN client, right? So exchange service can be a scale up, okay, and it can run to the 8001 port, and it will have instance 2, it can have instance 3, okay, and it can have instance 4 dot, and FEN client will have to communicate with all the exchange service, right? But at a time, FEN client does not have a capability to decide where I need to route the request. Okay, the request is coming from the currency conversion service, and via the FEN client, okay, it's communicating with this. So currency conversion service, okay, should know like on which port API or microservices that I need to call. So currency conversion must know which exchange service is running on which instance, on which port that I need to call. It does not have any capability. Then we introduce the ribbon, right? So ribbon is the ribbon client is the one who is going to decide and going to manage the load, okay, and it is going to decide to route request to either port 8000 or 8001 or 8002. It's instance 3, so it's a mistake, but ribbon is the one who is going to decide, right? So the currency conversion service will give the request, it will come to the ribbon, and ribbon is the one which are having the information, okay, of all the exchange service which are running, right? So it will load the balance that we have seen, right? So suppose two instances running 8000 and 8002, so it will route the request, right? So if you see here our earlier application, and if you go, so we had a currency conversion microservices. So if you call this, so first getting called on the port 8001, second time when you are refreshing, it's going to the request on 8002. So this is how it's working. So currency conversion service is having the capability, okay, to to decides, right? So these two we have already installed in a currency conversion service, which is a which decides like where to route the request, right? But whenever you are scaling up or scaling down, okay, we will have to manually put the entry in currency conversion service, right? Like we had put here. Okay, so if you go there, so in the currency conversion service application.properties file, we had assigned the port of the exchange service where the exchange service is running, right? So every time suppose you are upping the third instance, so you will have to give here. You are upping the fourth instance, and then you will have to add here. You will have to adding the fifth instance, then you will have to add here. And if you are reviewing, you will have to remove from here also. So it's a tedious type, right? It's a manual. The user will not go again and change the property file and doing the configuration and all. Okay, so something will have to do here, so that the currency conversion service should know, right, how many instances are running, okay, and which instance need to call. He does not bother to configure all the other microservices that need to call. Okay, so in this stage, the Eureka server comes into the picture, right? So what will happen, so whenever the currency conversion service or any other service, right, is getting started, at the time of service started itself, okay, all the services are get registered into the Eureka server. So we called as a service registration, right? And whenever service wants to to call the other microservices, first it goes to the Eureka server. Hey Eureka server, do you have any information about how many instances are running, and what is the port of that instance and all? So that responsibility will go to the Eureka server, and that concept is called the discovery server. So I hope you are getting the clear picture of the Eureka naming server, right? So Eureka naming server is a nothing. It's a REST based server, we can say, and basically it is used to the load balancing. Using the ribbon, we are doing the load balancing, but with the help of the ribbon and the Eureka server, it helps to balance the load. Okay, and basically it holds all the information about the client service application. Okay, so each application, either it's exchange service 1 2 3 or any other microservices, okay, which at the time of startup itself, it get registered itself with the Eureka naming server. Okay, so if you see this, we have a currency conversion service, exchange service, instance 1, instance 2, instance 3. So all the services that are just are running, they will have to register with the Eureka server. So let's say at the time of starting, exchange service 1 2 and 3 are getting registered with Eureka server. So we say it's a service registration. Okay, and whenever the currency conversion service is looking for the microservices that are running, so it will directly not go to the exchange service, it will first go to the Eureka server. So while going to the Eureka server and getting the information, that concept is called service discovery. So this is all about the concepts of the Eureka neighbor server. Why we need the Eureka neighbor server? Okay, it holds all the information about the client service application. Okay, and every microservice will have to register to the Eureka server and the Eureka server knows all the client application running on each port and IP address. So Eureka server is having all the information related to the client, which server are running, how many instances are running, the microservices are running on the which port and on which IP address. Okay, so sometimes some people also say the Eureka server is also known as the discovery server, right? So it basically discovers the request that the other party is asking. So this is all about the concepts of the Eureka naming server. In our next step, we will be setting up the Eureka server. So you have your time, go to the next step. Thank you, bye bye.